Hey everybody, today I want to record a short video describing how you can use dynamic content in Marketing Cloud. So the first thing that you'll want to know is understanding what data that you are working with. Knowing your data is the most important thing about working with Marketing Cloud and really the most important thing in all of marketing. So what we want to do is take a look at the data that we have to work with and make decisions based on that. So we want to list out a few things that we know. Number one, do we know where our data is coming from? I do. I know that my data is coming from Salesforce CRM. I know that the data that I'm using is automatically updated every 15 minutes. And I know that my data has all of the fields that I would like to work with as I build out dynamic content. So these are some questions that you want to ask. You want to make sure that you know what data you have to work with and know where it is at. So I'm going to be using this data extension called Clutterbusters CRM Contacts. That's just the name of my fake company that I like to work with. So as we pivot over to Content Builder, I can come in here and create a new email message. So we always suggest using a template for a list of reasons. It just makes things so much more simple and make sure that your emails get seen by your customer. So I'll come in here to my hero one column template. It's one of my favorites. And I'll just name this one test or video template. Organize it, put it in the right location, but I like where that's at. And if you have any campaign tags that you'd like to add, you can come in here and add those. Go ahead and click next and start to build this template out. So the purpose of my template is going to be to congratulate someone on passing a recent exam, but I'm going to be using a field that's called title because I don't really have a good field to use for what exam they just passed. So first thing I want to do is I want to replace this and actually drop in just a standard Salesforce logo. I want everyone to see this piece of content, and that's awesome. But like we said, we're here to learn about dynamic content. So let's get to that. I'm going to delete this content block here. I'm actually going to come over here. I'm going to grab a dynamic content block and replace it. So now the first thing that you'll see is that you have an option to select or to select some default content. So this would be the content that would be shown if you have insufficient information about your customer. So I'll go ahead and click browse, and I'll go through my images and say, okay, if I don't have sufficient data about this customer, I just want to send them the trailhead logo. So I'll go ahead and hit select there. Now I can come through and start to set up my rules. There are two options: profile attributes or data extension or audience. Profile attributes looks at the 360-degree view of a customer, and you can key off of any piece of information you have on them, any attribute, whatever you want to. Data extension is what you'll use most of the time, which is for looking back at that data extension. You can see what fields you have, fields you have to work with, and how you want that content to come across. So we're going to use data extensions in this example. From here, we'll just go and find that data extension, Clutterbuster CRM Contacts. Again, so important to have a good folder organization because it makes your life so much easier in Marketing Cloud. So I'll go ahead and click that data extension. And now I'm selecting the rules. So I want anyone where their title is equal to owner to see the Data Cloud badge. So anyone where their title is equal to owner, I want them to see that badge. The next rule I'll set up is if their title is equal to, and then let's come back to my data. I can see Chief Executive Officer. That is the job title of my dog Howie that I created. So if their job title is equal to Chief Executive Officer, then I want to show them the Marketing Cloud Admin badge, for example. But maybe we have some more nuances that we need to build in. So let's come in here and let's say, okay, or if their title is equal to, and let's come in here to SSG, that's my job title. And I can say, I can come over here and switch this to or and drag over more conditions to say if their title is SSG, or another one I have is Chief Information Officers, stuff like that. So I can do either of those. Or if I want to get even fancier, I can actually come in and use another field. So I can say if their title is equal to SSG and their last name is equal to White, I can band those two together by clicking this little boxes here. I can say, so if their title is equal to SSG and their last name is equal to White, or if their title is equal to Chief Information Officer, then I want them to see, gotta remember which one we have not used. Data Cloud, Marketing Cloud Admin, Salesforce logo, Ford. Can't remember which ones we've already used. So we'll just go ahead and drop in the GIF of a dump truck. So if their rules match any of these, then this is the piece of content that they will see. I'll go ahead and hit save again. So I save my work. And now using some of the AI tools, I can start to build out this content. So I'll say, congrats on passing your exam. And then down here, I can say, we know how hard the exams are. Go celebrate. And when you are ready, come and check out our other courses. That's pretty good, but I don't love it. So I might come in here and highlight everything, come down here to create and use our large language model to build a even better email message. So the key message is to congratulate, I don't know if I spelled that right, customer on passing an exam. I did not spell that right. And earlier I set up some brand personalities. So I'm going to use Vinny, which is my mob boss of a AI bot. So it's going to come back and sound a little bit like a old school movie gangster. So, for example, congratulations, you savvy scholar. You tackled the exam and came out on top just like a true wise guy. This is your moment, and we're here to make sure you ride that wave of success all the way to the top. Dive into our latest tools and courses that'll sharpen your skills even further. After all, a wise guy knows that learning never stops. So you can tell it's kind of fun. This one has Bravo in it. I can even tell the model I really like these answers, but I like this one the most. So I add that copy to my body, and for some reason it put everything in bold. That's okay. So I'll come back in here and I will, oh, I don't want it to be H1. It's fine. That's not bad. But anyway, so that's what the email will look like from a high level. And then of course I can come in here, edit the button text to say, celebrate with us. And then I can come down here, and just type in salesforce.com. So now if they click, it'll take them to that email there. And then the same thing in the copy line or in the subject line. I'll just say congrats on passing, and then I'll click create. And then I'll just copy this and paste it back up here. I want it to sound like Vinny again. So I'll go ahead and hit create and get a subject line that was used by, or that's using Vinny, the AI bot. So I got a little distracted there. But anyway, so now we've got the email built out. Things are looking pretty good. Now I actually want to come through and test out this email. Make sure that it's going to look right for all my customers. So I can come over here to preview and test, click the little folder icon, find my data extension that I'll be using. And if you remember right, I think Zach is one of the people I used. So you'll see that content change. So it looks like we don't have enough information on this customer. So I'll go ahead and click next. This person is seeing the Data Cloud Consultant badge because their title is equal to owner. This person is seeing seeing default content because we don't have a title for them. And then let's see if we can find some more changes. There we go. So here is the record for Zach White. So this person, their title is SSG, their last name is equal to White, so that's why they're seeing this email. So basically what we're doing is we're going through and we're previewing each email to make sure that as we set up our rules, that the right amount of content is being saved and being shared with our customers. Tons of ways that you can do this. Definitely let your creativity go to work and have fun with it. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to leave a comment here. Send me a message directly. But yeah, I love talking about this. If you have anything else that you want to discuss, feel free to reach out. Thanks, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.